a song in my head. I can't even sing it. It's in my head. It's weird. It's weird. It's just a rhythm, I guess. It's more a rhythm than anything else. I don't know. It's Thursday. That means something to somebody. So hopefully it's a good something. Beautiful day today. It's going to rain tomorrow and Saturday. Saturday is supposed to be another Cars and Coffee at Esoteric Detail. They had Cars and Coffee a couple weekends ago at the Mag. They'd love to be called a car lot, wouldn't they? The Mag car lot up in, in Dublin. Exotic cars, old cars, lots of Porsches, lots of Lamborghinis, lots of Ferraris, Aston Martins. They had a beautiful old DB. It was a DB9 I saw last time. And then that awesome Dakar, 911 Dakar Porsche rally car that of my dreams. I love that thing. That thing's amazing. It's beautiful. I would totally own one if I had that kind of money. I don't and never will, but you know what? I can dream, and it's a cool looking car. What are you gonna do? So that's on Saturday, but on Saturday, it looks like it's gonna rain. So that should be fascinating. The last Cars and Coffee we went to at Esoteric, it was moist. It had just stopped raining, which kept all of the fair day drivers away. And what was really funny is at the Mag Cars and Coffee, it starts at 10 and ends at noon. We get there at 11 and there are people already leaving because if their cars stay out much longer in the sunshine, the paint will start to fade. Now, I don't know if that's what their thoughts were, but I do know as someone who has a parent with a car that they love and enjoy, and every time they park it in the shade, I'm pretty sure that was a factor for many people. So the paint will fade if it's sitting out in direct sunlight and there is no shade in that Mag parking lot. Midwestern Auto Group, MAG, MAG, Midwestern Auto Group. So this is the last of the maple bacon. It is a very, very, very light bag now, and it is very, very sad. This was the Christmas maple bacon. It is it's such a wonderful smell. I love maple and I love bacon, and this coffee is that in a nutshell. So let us try to get, how should we send this off? We should send this off with a big cup. So let's do 500 grams of water, which would take us to 35 grams. You know what? 37 grams. I'm sending you off, buddy. That's it. I'm very excited. I love this is probably one of my favorite ones. The key lime pie one that they did is delicious. And then this one is definitely like one of my top favorites. So we're gonna send it off in the Clever with a nice steep. I'm gonna put it down to a middle 20, right down the middle, a nice medium grind. Let's go. Now I just remembered, if I'm doing the Clever, it's probably gonna be about 400 grams or 450 or something like that. We will be careful, and we'll add as much coffee as necessary, and it will be a delicious full cup of coffee. I did not spritz these beans. I don't have to spritz these beans. Whatever process they do to infuse these with flavor, like maple bacon, is probably a bit of an oily kind of thing, and it cuts the static to 0. There was 0 static. I've never had any static with a Bones Coffee Company bag of flavored coffee. So that's a lot of coffee. It's gonna be a nice, rich, see, 37.2, very nice. It's gonna be a good cup of coffee. Excitement. I need a spoon. We're getting there. So what is going on other than the car thing? Oh yeah, tomorrow it's gonna rain. It's supposed to rain tomorrow, and tomorrow's the day I'm planning on getting my tires and wheels changed over from winter to summer. I should have done it last Friday, but now we've got predicted warm temperatures for the foreseeable future, which could change at any moment, but whatever. So you can get the summer tires put on. They are, what is it? If it's over like 45 to 50 to 45 degrees, then they're solid to drive on. Anything lower than that, and the rubber compound won't stick to the road as well. It doesn't get as soft. That's why the winter tires are mixed a little bit differently with their rubber compounds in order to keep traction on the road, because those tires are softer. So that's why you don't want to run winter tires for too long in a warm spring, because they wear out a little quicker, is what I've heard. Is what I've heard. Let's see. There were no more raccoon sightings. I have not gotten any text messages saying that there is anything curled up anywhere near our house, so that's good news. It is not down there by the storm drain, so I assume it moved on. It felt good enough after its nap to get up and move on wherever it's gone. I realize that pet owners don't want that kind of wildlife around their pets while they're walking them. The problem is when you invade their space, like we've done here. I mean, this used to be a field. There's forest and trees and brush surrounding the back half of this property. We're invading their space, and then we're demanding that they be punished for it, basically. I mean, it's not a punishment. It is. You know what it is? It is a kind of a punishment. We want to punish them by either moving them out or removing them permanently. Because that's a funny story. I think Dad relocated raccoons off of the property up there. He caught them in live traps and then took them 4 miles away and let them off in another side of the forest just so they wouldn't eat his crops or mess with his flowers or tear up his front yard. And I mean, I know he didn't tag them, so he didn't know if it was the same raccoons, but there would always be raccoons. So it's just one of those things where you live in the middle of nowhere, you're surrounded by nothing but trees. You're in there. I mean, they're not stuck out here with you. You're stuck out here with them. I can get 500 in there. Nice. That's exactly what it is. So, but because we are human beings, and everything has to be a certain way, even when we invade a space, everything is against us. And we've got to own the space. We've got to own the space. It's got to be our space. We've got to own it. It's ours. Rather than understanding and cohabitation and whatnot, like, I don't think we're capable of that as much anymore. A lot of us aren't. I mean, I don't care. Raccoon can live down there. They're fine. They can. I'm not going to go into the forest and shoot deer or shoot squirrels. Squirrel hunting is insane. Turkey hunting is weird, and deer hunting is the amount of ammo and guns and types of guns some people use to go deer hunting is absolutely stupid, and it's not a sport anymore. It's I want to go shoot at live things in the woods and I can't kill humans. That's what that is. It's just, it's my personal opinion. And this is from somebody that lived in the middle of nowhere in the Wayne National Forest for a lot of his life and has had hunters come on the property where he lived with permission from my parents to go and take 2 or 3 deer off the ridge, off the hillside, same thing where in my vernacular where I'm from. If you bring a gun that needs more than 4 bullets and you are unable, or you know what, bow hunters are fascinating people. That's a sportsman. If you have a full mag of bullets, say, 20, and you fire all 20 of those bullets at one deer and you hit it once, that's not sportsman. That's person that wants to shoot guns at living targets. But bow hunters, those guys and gals, holy crap, they are something. A lot of aiming, a lot of waiting, just in trees, and then being able to. Deer aren't hard to spot, especially when they're on the move or if they're just walking. I mean, deer have habits, so they leave trails. And those trails are used from generation to generation because the doe has brought their fawn through those trails. So the next doe will bring the fawn through their trails, and then the bucks will use the same trails, to get around. It's a matter of just waiting for them, knowing what time of year they're going to start making their trek and whatnot. And, I don't deer hunt. I'm not pressed. I don't like guns myself. I'm definitely not really a gun person. I mean, I'll play a first-person shooter, but that's on a computer and it's pixels and it's not real people. So it's zombies, and zombies aren't real people and zombies aren't real. Gun culture is weird to start with. And then, people that take handguns deer hunting. Any individual that lived in that area would look at you like you're a fucking idiot. Any of them, even the ones that don't go out hunting. What? You're taking a handgun? What the fuck's wrong with you? All right, let's put this on.
I smell youth. Indeed, youth.
Where are you from?
Yes, where are you from?
I'm glad you asked me twice. You see, I'm a bilingual. I'm a bilingual illiterate. I can't read in 2 languages.
Do you want a drink?
No, thank you, that's very nice. Now, I'll get the waiter. Oh, I love the radio.
It got close. It got close to the top. I would say 500 grams of water is probably the max for this mug. And I think this is it's not, well, you know what? It's not my biggest mug. It's my biggest nice mug. I have one that's got it's a silly saying from like Spencer's Gifts on the side of it. And it's huge. It's like this big and this big. But I love this mug. It's a great presentation mug. That smells so nice. Oh, yeah. Boy, clever. It's funny how different preparations make different flavor coffee. The coffee that the Clever makes from this maple bacon emphasizes the maple, which is really weird. And then you get a little salty bacon kick after a couple seconds after you swallowed. But yeah, the initial hit is just like maple. And it could be because of the age of the coffee as well. The bacon, the subtlest flavor that's in there may have been muted because of age, but the maple is just shines through and it makes the coffee taste great. That is a joy. I apologize if the deer hunting talk turned people off. I am not a gun person. I'm not a hunting person, but I'm not going to stop someone from legally obtaining a hunting license, taking a rifle and going out and shooting a deer. If done correctly, it's fairly ethical because, there's a deer population that does explode every once in a while. So there are a lot of deer out there. They run out in front of cars. They do damage to property. Sometimes they can get aggressive and hurt people I remember a time, it's really sad, but when I worked at the OSU hospital switchboard, somehow a deer and their fawn busted through the glass in a glass hallway connecting the two buildings, and it busted a deer, a doe, broke through the glass and was in there and got all confused, and its baby was in there too with it. and got very confused because it couldn't get out any other way, and it couldn't find the glass that it broke out in order to get out, because that's not what it was looking for. It was just, it saw clear all the way around, so it thought clear all the way around. I don't remember exactly what happened during that incident. I think maybe animal control came over and helped. I don't know. But I do remember that instance, you know, and that's a fairly populated area down there. There are a lot of downtown deer. There's parks down there. There's wooded areas, small wooded areas in certain parts of downtown. You know, I mean, if you think that's bad down there, though, I mean, up here, every night drive is a constant vigil, looking back and forth on either side of the road, having your brights on until the very last moment with that oncoming car, because you don't want to hit a deer, and because there are so many deer strikes that do happen up and down our corridor where we live. So anyway, thank you for watching today. Again, I do apologize if the deer hunting talk has put you off or upset you or anything like that. I mean, it's something that I grew up with. So it's something that I kind of understand, and everybody around me did that. There were times, and this was in the 90s, in high school, where kids would come to school. They'd drive their parents' vehicles to school, or they'd have their own shitty first vehicle that they would drive to school. And they would drive in with rifles, gun racks along the back glass, and have guns in them. And because of the culture and because of the area, you know, they got reprimanded. They weren't expelled. They weren't sent. And then sometimes actually they were told, go home, take those guns, put them away, and then come back. But they were never like suspended. They were, I don't know if there were any repeat offenses. I mean, they didn't mean to bring them. The only person that I remember during my 4 years of high school that intentionally brought a gun to use it on somebody, showed it to the class stool pigeon, and was immediately suspended and then expelled. Otherwise, as long as it was in the car, if it was visible, you know, they got a reprimand. You know, you need to take that thing home. Don't bring it to school ever again. You know, that kind of a thing. It's a lot different now, and it's a lot different in like cities. You know, the city populations, gun racks would on the back of a pickup truck would be a weird thing. In rural and sub-rural areas, it's very common. It has been very common for decades, half a century more, you know. So it's, and you understood that the kid didn't bring them to do anything with them. They just brought them because they were in the back of the car, and they didn't realize that they were in the back of the car. So, I mean, this is, it's not like school shootings didn't happen at that point. It's just that mass media and the internet really wasn't there and widely available for everyone. So it's not something that got publicized every time it happened. So, I mean, we had a morning TV program that they turned on before classes started, and it was geared towards students, and they never talked about anything like that. Because, I mean, it was geared towards students, so it's not like they want to bring up terrible stuff like that. So, anyhow, thank you so much for watching. I appreciate it. I hope you have a great weekend. I will talk to you back on Tuesday. I'll try to remember to get some pictures of some cars, so I can kind of show you on Tuesday the kind of vehicles that are out there. There are some beautiful things. There are Ferraris that are just amazing. There's this wonderful hatchback, two-door hatchback Ferrari that I'm just dying to get into one day just to look at, because it's just, I love hatchbacks, and it's just a cute little thing. And, you know, I don't know, it's weird. I don't want a flat, sleek car, you know, that's for some reason too big to fit in the garage. You know, that the little hatchback two-door is just big enough, and I love it. So anyhow, we will talk to you next week. I hope you have a wonderful weekend. See you later. Bye.